Hi and welcome to website design. In today's lesson we're going to create a basic website template. Okay, so let's jump into the coding and see how I create a basic website template with a header at the top of the website, a navigation bar, a main body and a footer at the end of the website page. So let's get into the coding. I just want to close this. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to create a folder called website template, and I'm going to create a index.html file here. Okay, and I'm going to create a few more of these HTML files. The next one I'm going to call about.html. I'm going to create another one called packages, and the last one I'm going to call contact. So this will be my full website. My full website will have 4 pages, a home page. We call our home page index.html. And then I'm going to have about, packages where my products or my services are, and then a contact for my contact details, my address and so forth. So my basic website will have 4 pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these HTML files in brackets, and we're going to start to do some coding. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to do my basic home page. I'm going to start with all the basics, exclamation mark, doc type, HTML. I'm going to create my HTML tag. Okay, my head tag, and then my body tag. Okay, inside my head I'm going to create a title, and I'm going to call my title demo site. Okay, then in my body I will then go and do the following. Okay, so please don't get confused with this head and this body. In my page, what you will see, I will go and create a header. There will be some sort of a header. There will be a navigation bar. We're going to call this a nav bar. There will be a main body, and there will be a footer. Okay, so this will be my basic website layout. So just to give you an idea, just my wife's website, mmphotography.co.za. Oops, there's a spelling mistake. Just to give you a basic idea what I'm aiming for. So what I'm aiming for is a website that has a header, there's a navigation bar, there's a body, and there is a footer at the end. Okay, so I'm aiming for something like this. There's a navigation bar here. Okay, there's a header, there's some sort of a body, and there is a footer where I can put something like my Facebook links and my Instagram links and so forth. So I'm aiming for a template like that. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is, let's jump into the coding, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to explain why and so forth. So first of all, what I'm going to do is, I am going to create a few div tags. So the first div tag is, I'm going to call this div tag with class wrapper. Okay. And these classes are CSS classes. I will do the styling in a bit, But first of all, I'm just going to create the basic idea. So next up, I'm going to create another div tag, and this div tag will be of class header. Oh shucks, the classes must be in single inverted commas, and this one will be header. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to put text there, header. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a div tag called with class navbar. And I'm just going to say navbar. Okay, and this navigation bar will have a few things here. Okay, and then I'm going to create a div tag main, div tag with a class as main body, and then a div tag with footer. Okay, let's keep footer in the same line. So I'm going to say footer here. In the main body, it's going to be home for this one, home. Okay, and we've got a header and we've got a navigation bar. Okay, so just for styling purposes, what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to add a div tag here, and it's going to have a class extra width. Okay, extra width, and I'm going to repeat this here after this navigation bar. Okay, so I've already created this website numerous times, so I'm just looking from my notes, and you'll see why I'm adding all these extra things here each time. Okay, so I've got a wrapper here. Okay, and this wrapper encapsulates my header, my navigation bar, my main body, and my footer. Okay, so these classes are not yet created. This is styling classes. Okay, so it's CSS. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go minimize this. I'm going to, and what I also like to do is I'm going to create a folder called CSS. Inside this folder, I'm going to create a text file called layout, and it's going to be .css. Yes, I'm going to change it to CSS. I'm going to drag it there. Okay, so we can go and maximize this again. So in index, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to now link this CSS file to my home page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say link href, okay, and it's going to be inside CSS layout.css, and this is going to be my style sheet. Okay, that's how I link it. Great. But you can also add maybe for future, if you have maybe some JavaScript code there. Okay, so you can add your JavaScript code there just to make the template complete. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly play in CSS and work in CSS and start to do some styling. So first of all, I'm going to quickly do a few things. Let's start with my wrapper. So dot wrapper. I'm going to give my wrapper a width of 1000 pixels, Going to give it a height of 55, border 1, it's going to be a solid, transparent, oops, just a semicolon, and then margin, and this is all just basic styling. You can go and play around with this stuff. This is just how I style some of my stuff. Okay, so that's the wrapper, header. Okay, so the header is also going to have a width of 1000. It's going to have a height of 190. Background size, it's going to be 100%. Background color, I'm making it transparent. Text align, center, and then color, let's make it 7478. Okay, you will see what the color is going to look like. Okay, so that's my wrapper, my header, and then I'm going to quickly do my navigation bar. Okay, so that would be my next one, my next class, nav bar. Okay, my nav bar, it's going to have a width of also 1000 and a height of, let's make it 55. I'm going to add a line height of 15, semicolon, background color again is going to be transparent. Background size, I'm going to also make 100%. This is just to fill everything perfectly. Oops. Semicolon again. Background. Repeat. Okay, so background. I'm not going to repeat the background. And it's going to be no repeat. Oops. No repeat. Okay, so that's my navigation bar. Okay. I had that extra thing that I added there was an extra width class, and that width is just going to be also 1000. So you will see my website is going to be just a basic size website. So minimum height of, let's make it 375. Font family, oh shucks, no, I'm at the wrong, sorry, width. I'm just gonna have a height, sorry for that. Yeah, that's kind of big. Just a basic height of 20. Okay, and a background color, sorry, yeah. I'm just adding that as like an extra border between my navigation bar and the header, and the navigation bar and the body. Just adding a little kind of like a border. Okay, background color, it's going to be transparent as well. Okay, So I've got that extra width. Now I'm going to add a main body. Okay, inside main body, I'm just going to say the width again is going to be 1000. The minimum height, there's the minimum height that I need, and I'm going to make it 375. So the body needs to have a certain size minimum. I'm going to have a certain font family for everything in my body. Font family is going to be Ledger. Ledger serif. Okay. Font size. So the font size I'm going to make, let's make it 14. And color is going to be, again, maybe that 74748A. If I can remember correctly, this is going to be a nice soft gray color. Then I have my footer. For my footer class styling, I'm just going to add a width of 1000 and a height of, let's say, 100. Okay. Just want to check that I have everything. Okay, so now everything is more or less styled that I created in my index. Okay, wrapper is styled, header, extra width, navbar, extra width, main body, footer. So there's check, wrapper, header, navbar, extra width, main body and footer. Yes, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly work on my navigation bar. So my navigation bar is not that easy. It's easy, but it's not completely as easy as what we think sometimes. So I'm going to add a new line, and then I'm going to start with a div tag. So I'm going to add another div tag here, and I'm going to call this class button. Okay, class button, and inside this I'm going to have a reference to. Okay, and this will be like a hyperlink. Okay, and then I'm going to say the first one will be home. Oops, wrong button. Index.html. Okay, and then inside this hyperlink idea is there's going to be home. Okay, so the text will be home, and then after that, I'm going to have another div tag called div class, and I'm just going to call this one extra, and I will show you just now why I'm adding this one. Extra. Okay, class extra, and close that tag, and I'm just going to add maybe a squiggly line there. So what I'm going to do is, in this navigation bar there will be a home button or text, and then in between home and the about there will be an extra space open, so they are not connected to each other. So there's like a nice open space between the selections there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this now for each one. So the next one will be about, then packages, or let's make everything capital letters just to keep the same idea. Packages, and then contact. Okay, and what I'm going to do with this hyperlink is, if the user clicks on home, it goes to index.html. If the user clicks on about, it needs to go to the about page. Okay, if it's on packages, they need to go to the packages HTML page. Packages, and then contact. Okay, so now I've got this navigation bar and I haven't styled the extra and the button yet. Okay, so let's just quickly double check that I've got everything there. It looks like that. So I'm going to go back to my CSS. At my nav bar, I'm going to do some extra styling for that button. So that button has two types of styling. So first of all, I'm going to say button. Okay, and I just say button A. Okay, and that's now that A tag. So I'm going to say float. Okay, so the button must float to the left. Okay, so that everything is styled to the left the whole time. It's going to be of width. I'm going to make it 150. It's going to have a height of 25. Okay, it's going to have a line height of 22. I'm going to give it a certain font again. Font family, ledger, serif, font size. Okay, so the font size, I'm going to make it maybe 13, a little bit smaller than the body. Okay, and I'm going to give it that color again as well, and that color is going to be 74748A. Text, align, and I'm going to put the text in the middle. Okay, so that's the button there. But then when the user hovers over the button, I want to change the look and feel of that specific button. Let's say if the user hovers over home. If he hovers over home, I want to make it stand out a little bit so they can see that they can click on it and that it's a selection. So we can do this in CSS quite easily. So we can say button dot hover, button A dot hover. So that A tag dot hover. And what we will do is we will say float, everything float. Okay, so we're going to keep that the same. I can just copy that. Just want to make sure. Left 150, 25. Yes, I'm going to keep that the same. Okay. And then I'm going to keep the font the same as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the font size. So it's going to, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger when the user actually hovers over that button. So I'm going to say the font size, I'm going to make it 17 now. Okay, so the font size is going to be 17. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to change the color. Okay, the color. So the color, I'm going to make a little bit more black. So make it 43434B. Okay, and the text align is still going to be center. Okay, and that's it. Okay, then we also just need to do that extra styling, that extra class, that last one extra, and we're almost done. I know this is a long tutorial going on 24 minutes already. So extra, so I'm going to have a float here, float left. I'm going to add a width of 20. I'm going to have a height of 25. The same line height of 22. Font family, it's again the same. Oh, I could have copy and pasted that. Font size, I'm going to make this font size a little bit bigger there. 19, the same color, then same text align. Okay, so hopefully we've got everything now styled and our index is fine. Just want to quickly check. Wrapper, header, nav bar, button A, hover, extra width, main body and the footer. Yes, it seems to me that there's everything. Just want to quickly go and double check all the semicolons because that can make a bit of trouble if I forgot semicolons. Okay, it seems to me everything is good. Okay, so let's open this in my browser and see what it will do. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so as you can see there's a little bit of a problem there. Okay. So I just want to quickly go and sort that out. Okay. Oh shucks, there's a spelling mistake there. Okay, so it's extra width. Oh, there's a lot of extra. S everywhere, extra width, extra width. Yeah, spelling mistakes. Always check your spelling mistakes. So I just want to quickly check my extra, great. Okay, so I've got extra width, extra. Okay, we build and run and see how it looks. Yep. Okay, let's close this. Great, so let's quickly, I just want to check everything is good. Okay, we open this. Great, so as you can see here, we've got header, footer, home, and here is our navigation buttons. Okay, so if we close this, what we can do is we just need to save it. Just make sure everything is saved. Oh yeah, and the next one, this one will be out. Okay, so let's quickly just check everything here. Yes, header, home, footer. Great, so what you can do is you can quickly go to your header as well and you can just add that color there so that your header has the same color. Oh, the header has that color there. Why don't it pick up? Okay, but don't worry about that too much. So what we're going to do is now I'm going to copy and paste this to my about, to my packages and my contacts. So it will be the exact same as my home page, my index page. I'm just going to change the body to contact, and the packages to packages, and about to about. Okay, so now I've got coding in my contact, packages, about, and index. They are exactly the same coding, only the main body is different. And I've got my layout. So if I run this, hopefully everything is correct. So if I click on home, home will be loaded. If I click on about will be loaded. Packages, contact. So now I've got 4 pages here with 4 navigation buttons here that can direct me. The header and the footer stays the same the whole time and the navigation bar stays the same, but the body changes. And that's it. That's a basic template that I use for my websites using HTML and CSS styling. Thank you for watching. It was a long tutorial, and I hope you've learned something, and I hope to see you soon.